Here's a quick preview of what you're going to see on just your first day in Rome.
I wanna see you drop to the beat in the club. Don't wanna see you stop, move your feet, turn it up.
If you've been looking for the perfect 3-day itinerary in Rome, you just found it. This itinerary is perfect for anyone who wants to make the most of their time in Rome, even if they only have 3 days. This itinerary's first stop will be the Vatican. It's important to get there just as soon as you can in the morning. The Basilica opens up at 7 a.m. and we want to get in line no later than 8 a.m. because if we show up between 7 and 8, chances are the lines are going to be less than 5 or 10 minutes. But as we get later in the morning, 9, 9:30, 10, it's not uncommon to wait 1, 2, even 3 hours just to get inside the Basilica. So if you don't want to spend your whole morning in line, let's get up and get there by 8 a.m. at the very latest. So once you've gone through the Vatican, you're going to come out and we're going to head to a metro station where we're going to catch the metro and head to the Colosseum. So you're going to head right through this main alleyway here, and the good news is a lot of people will be doing the same thing. It's kind of like you just follow the crowd and it'll take you right to the metro station, which is right over in this direction here. And that's where we're going to hop on the metro again and head to Termini. So one thing I want to point out, you might be getting hungry. You can jump into one of these little shops and grab a croissant or something. But if you want a little pizza, one of my favorite pizzerias is right on this road. Once you cross this kind of like square here, the very first right here is a place called Pizza M'po. It's a little place, it's got a few tables. They serve these little pizzas and they're really, really good. So they're cheap, they're like 5 or 6 euros. Anyway, a good place to grab a bite to eat. If you're hungry at this point, grab that or just grab a croissant. But either way, you need to head after that, you need to head onto the metro, which is right here. It's the Ottaviano station. Okay, so we're here at the Vatican and we're gonna take a metro directly all the way here to the Termini train station. And we're on line A right now and we need to switch to line B, and they cross here at Termini. So when you get to Termini, you're gonna hop onto line B and you're gonna head to the Colosseum, which is really close to here, maybe a 5 or 10 minute metro ride, but it's right here. And there's a station called Colosseum Exit or Colosseum Station, and that's where we're going to exit and we're going to start our walking tour from here right at the Colosseum. So this is the itinerary I created on an app called Kamoot. Kamoot is a paid app, but the good news is in Rome it's free to use because it's one of those demo cities. So I'm going to leave a link to this particular route in the description of the video. So what you want to do is take that and then it will give you GPS directions exactly where to go, so you're not going to get lost. It'll take you from one site to the next site. It's super easy to follow. But we're going to start here at the Colosseum just briefly and head up to, this is the Via Imperial Forum, up to Piazza Venezia, over to the Compodoglio, over to Theater Marcello, through the Jewish Ghetto, over to Largo Argentina, this is where Caesar was murdered, over to Campo dei Fiori, Piazza Navona, Pantheon, Trevi Fountain, and finally the Spanish Steps. So what we're going to do is we're going to explore the Colosseum a little bit. We're going to get some great views of the Colosseum, and then we're going to take a walk down what I think is probably Rome's prettiest walk, and that is down the Via Imperial Forum right here. So if you're finding this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like videos about Rome, consider subscribing. It's really a nice street because there's limited traffic, only buses and taxis are allowed on this street. And there's lots of street performers, lots to see. You see the Forum on both sides. It's just such a beautiful walk. And so take your time as you walk down this street. We're gonna head to a piazza down here called Piazza Venezia. Let me turn that around a bit. Now you might recognize this big monument here. This is the Victor Emmanuel monument. It's absolutely massive. So as we walk around this corner here, we're gonna head over to a piazza that was designed by Michelangelo. Super interesting. And there's like 2 stairways here. You see one here going to this cool church, and then there's another one going right into this piazza. This is the piazza called the Compodoglio. It's designed by Michelangelo. And one of the great things to do is just walk right to the right of this building here, just go to the right, and there's a little perch right down here that you've got great views of the Roman Forum. As you exit and come back, you can also see some really interesting views from this side as well. But when you're done here, we're going to need to back down these stairs, and we're going to continue on down this road. So we're going to continue on around the corner. I'll just back out here a little bit, see it. So we came around the building here, and then the GPS is going to tell you where to go. It's really simple, but you're going to go here to the Theater Marcello right here. Once we get in there, you're going to take this like path through here, this dirt path. Kind of, I think it's a cement, but let me see here. And we're going to walk through some of Rome's, what I think are some of the neatest ruins right through here. And we're going to make our way into the Jewish ghetto. So as you walk through the Jewish ghetto, there's a lot of nice restaurants, and if you're really hungry, you can stop here and grab a bite to eat. But one thing I do recommend you do is you go to this Jewish bakery. They've been selling pastries for 300 years. It doesn't have a name on the building, but the pastries there are amazing. It's not about presentation, so it's not like the typical Roman bakery where presentation is really important along with taste. These just taste good. They don't necessarily look that great, but they are incredible, so I strongly recommend you try the Jewish pizza. Here's the Jewish pizza. It doesn't look like pizza maybe, but look on the bottom. It even looks like it's burnt, but it's actually just perfect. I've had these before. That's kind of how they always are. And the inside, so good when you bite into it. It's like nothing you've ever tried, and it's not like regular pizza. It's more of a pastry. Not super sweet, but super good. Anyway, as you come through here, you're going to continue on this road, and we're going to come out to this main road. Once you get out to this main road, the GPS will take you out there. It's just a short walk, maybe 5 minutes, and we're going to be at Largo Argentina. This is the piazza where Julius Caesar was stabbed in 44 BC, and he was murdered there. So right around the corner here, there's a place called Pizza Florida. It's right down here. So it's kind of a hole-in-the-wall place, but they have great pizza by the slice, and you can get big slices, little slices. You tell them how much you want. But they have tons of flavors to choose from, and it's incredible pizza. So I strongly recommend you go in there, and it's kind of a to-go place. So what you're going to do is you're right in here, grit the pizza, then walk across here, and from there you can kind of look over this square. And there's a cat sanctuary there as well, so you're going to see a lot of cats. It's kind of fun to look at the cats, eat pizza, and just enjoy the atmosphere. Once we're done with pizza, even if you don't get pizza, go and take a look at it. But once we're done, we're going to kind of head back to where we just came from, just a little bit. Let me get a little perspective here. And we're going to walk around this corner. And if you're using a GPS, it's pretty simple. It's going to tell you to turn. And we're going to walk right down this street. It's not very far at all, maybe a 5-minute walk or so. And we're going to head down to the Campo dei Fiori. It's Rome's oldest outdoor market. Let's take a look. So before we leave, there's two things I want to point out. In the corner here, in the piazza, whether the market's open or not, this is always here. This Forno is going. It's a little shop. So there's a little place called Forno right here. They make lots of breads. It's an oven, and they make breads and pizzas and pastries. What I recommend you do is right next door to it, right here, they take the pizza bianca that they make here, they take it over here, and then they make it into sandwiches, and the sandwiches here are my favorite in Rome. They're very inexpensive, 4 to 5 euros. The sandwiches are just super, super good. The bread is made like within minutes of you eating it. Super great. I'm just finishing this panino, this pizza sandwich. So good. That pizza bianca is just perfect. It's got a nice little slightly salty flavor right on the outside. It's got lots of mozzarella in there. The prosciutto crudo, super, super good. If you want to grab a pizza like a more traditional Roman, like stereotypical pizza, there's a Napolitan style pizza place right here that's very good, and you can eat out here in the patio. And they also have interior dining, and it was probably going to take you, about an hour to maybe a little less if you want to grab pizza there. But that's more like the full-size pizza. And if you want to try a Napolitan-style pizza, it's best in Naples, but this is a close second. It's very good. So from the Campo dei Fiori, we're going to head over to another famous piazza called Piazza Navona, which is only about 300 meters right to Piazza Navona. Let's take a look. So before we head off to the next site, I want to point out something. Right down this road here, there's a little road. There are two places to grab great dessert. There's one called Two Sizes, which, let's look down here a little bit. It's right, I think it's right here. Anyway, there's a place called Two Sizes where you can get great tiramisu. And just up the road from that, they have a place called Frigidarium, which has some of the best gelato. And definitely swing by there. It's time to get gelato. You're in Rome. This is one of the best gelaterias right here, for sure. There's a lot of them. This is one of my favorites. But yeah, do that. Maybe come back out to this piazza after you grab your tiramisu or gelato. Enjoy your ice cream as you check out the piazza and watch all the people walk by. Kind of a fun thing to do. So from here, we don't have very far to the next monument. In fact, it's right up this road here. You might recognize it. This is the Pantheon. This is a very interesting and one of my favorite buildings in all of Rome. It's absolutely massive, and let's go down and take a look. So one thing I might recommend to you do if you're, let's say you didn't get pizza, you're hungry, right here, there's a little sandwich shop, and it's called Antico Vinaio. It's originated in Florence, but anyway, it's very popular here in Rome too. And what people do is you grab a sandwich. The only thing I'd say the negative is sometimes you gotta wait, 30 minutes just to get a sandwich. But the nice thing is, if once you get your sandwich, you just walk down, you take it, and you sit down here on these steps and enjoy the sandwich with, tons of other people doing the same thing. But it's super great atmosphere, and it's something that's great to do. Honestly, it's fun. So from the Pantheon, we have about a 10 or 15 minute walk over to Trevi's Fountain. So once we leave the Trevi's Fountain, we're going to head to our last stop, and we're going to make our way over to the Spanish Steps. So the last stop of this itinerary for the day is the Spanish Steps right here. And when you're done exploring, done shopping, doing whatever you're doing, there's lots to see here. You're going to probably want to head back to your hotel. Maybe not, maybe to another location within the city, but the best way to do that is to just walk around the building, and right down this alleyway here, you can catch the metro services, Terminus train station, as well as many other locations. If by chance you're staying in an area that's not connected to the metro, what you're gonna wanna probably do is just come right over here and see this tower here, this thing here. This is actually a taxi station. You see all the taxis here. You can grab a taxi from here to anywhere that you want to. Most locations, it'll probably cost you less than 12 euros, and that's for up to 4 people. So it's a pretty good deal to get a taxi if that's what you prefer. Anyway, go home, get some rest. We have a great day planned for tomorrow. I won't personally be there, but I'll be there in spirit. So for today, we're gonna give you a quick overview of what we'll be seeing. We're gonna start at the Vatican Museum, to the Castle Sant Angelo, through Piazza Navona, down Vie Del Corso, to Piazza del Popolo, to a nice terrace up here with a great lookout, and then over to the Flaminia metro station, where we're gonna head to Circus Maximus. Once we arrive at the metro at the Circus Maximus, we're gonna make our way over to a Park of the Oranges, La Boca di Verita. We're gonna check out some really cool temples along here. We're gonna cross the Tiber, and we're gonna head over to the heart of Trastevere. We're gonna start off the day again at the Vatican, but this time at the Vatican Museum. The reason we're not going to the Vatican Museum the same day we visit the Basilica is because they're both best to be seen first thing in the morning. The crowds are much smaller and much easier to navigate. You're not gonna feel like you're just pushing through a bunch of people, especially when it comes to the Vatican Museum. The Vatican Museum opens at 8 a.m. So what I suggest, if you don't have tickets, you want to get in line probably by 7:30. The line will go fairly quick, and the line should be fairly small if you get there at 7:30. If you have skip the line tickets, get them for 8 a.m. If you don't, get there early. If you don't want to do the Vatican Museum, it's not for everybody. You can start at our next stop, which is right down the street. What we're going to do is we're going to walk through the Vatican area here, and we're going to head to Castel Sant Angelo. We're going to head right up this main road. It's really a pretty drive. It's pretty majestic as you come up here. And then we're going to visit Castel Sant Angelo right here. Now to get in there, I'm not exactly sure. It's around 10 euros or so to go visit the castle. It's actually a really interesting castle, so I would recommend. It takes about an hour or so to go through the castle. You can spend more than that, but an hour should give you enough time to go up here, get some good lookouts up here, check out the castle. So from Castel Sant Angelo, what we're going to do is we're going to cross the bridge right here. And there's some really interesting roads, but we're going to take one of these roads that leads right up to a place we've already been, but we're going to go back through. We're going to make our way through. The GPS will guide you. So I know this is a little confusing, but if you follow the GPS, it'll take you step by step where to go. It's going to take you back through Piazza Navona. Also, I want to point out, as we come through the Piazza Navona the second time, remember the Frigidarium we mentioned the other day? Right next to it, there's a pizza place called Pizzeria Baffetto. Now, this is Roman style. It's a classic Roman style pizza, not to be confused with the Napolitan style pizza. It's a very thin crust. But if you want to try a traditional Roman style pizza, this would be a great place to do that at. It's not my favorite. I prefer Napolitan style, but you know, you're in Rome and you want to see what the Rome pizza is all about, try this place right here. So from Piazza Navona, we're going to make our way to Vie Del Corso, which is right over here, this road right here. And the reason we're going to go there is it is a main shopping street of Rome. They've got all kinds of nice shops up and down here. Not like the high-end ones, but a lot of shopping. It's a fun street to walk down.
Come join us for a walk down Vie Del Corso.
So you're going to make your way down Vie Del Corso. It's kind of a long walk, but again, there's lots to see, so it's not going to seem that long. And then we're going to make it all the way down here to Piazza del Popolo. Piazza del Popolo, there's one cool thing we're going to do just right up here. If you look, I'm going to back out here. See this big park here? This is Villa Borghese, but there's a terrace right here that's elevated, and oftentimes there's street performers, but what's really cool is the views. The views are just awesome. So once we leave this terrace, we're gonna make our way just back here to the Flaminio metro station, and from the Flaminio metro station, we're gonna head to Circus Maximus. It's gonna take about 15 to 20 minutes to get there from here. So from the Flaminio metro station, again, we're gonna be on the line A, and we need to get onto the line B station to get to Circus Maximus. So just as before, we're gonna head down to the train station, which is right over here. We're gonna switch from the A line to the B line because this is where the metros cross. And from there, instead of getting off at like we did the other day at the Colosseum, we're gonna go one more exit to Circus Maximus. And at Circus Maximus, we're gonna be able to walk down, and this is where they used to have the chariot races. Right now it's just a big open field. There's still some bleachers here from that existed from a long time ago. And we're gonna make our way over to, there's a park called Parco degli Aranci. It's a Park of the Oranges. And what it offers is a really pretty view over the Tiber and into Rome. It's just beautiful up there. There's also the keyhole right over here you may have heard of. Now, it's actually a door keyhole that you actually look through, and you can see the Vatican through it. But I've actually never looked at it. I've gone there 4 or 5 times. Every time I've been there, the line's just been too long, so I haven't been willing to wait in the line to see the Vatican through a keyhole. When we leave there, we're going to see La Boca di Verita, which is right here. We're going to make our way past a couple of important temples. cross the bridge here. We're gonna check out this cool bridge and this old bridge that from before. And then we're gonna make our way right into Trastevere, straight down this road. There are some great restaurants along the way. There's some great, let's turn it here. This is the main road. We're gonna walk right through some of these places that are just awesome to look at. You're coming down through. The whole way is a great walk. It really is. Tons of stuff to see. As we get here to the Fontana in the Santa Maria, which is the Chiesa di Santa Maria right here. And now we're in the heart of Trastevere. And from here, depending on what time you get there, there's tons of shops, restaurants, just about everything. Some of the best food in all of Rome is located right here in the Trastevere neighborhood. And that's where we end our second day. But believe me, you're going to want to spend a couple hours just in Trastevere checking it out. It's an awesome neighborhood to explore.